I bring a coherent field. And if you have broken aspects of yourself, they will come into the coherent field to be healed.
You may
And so,
stop for a second and even ask for help from your guides, from your angels. What should I say? And you will be surprised sometimes.
years ago, and it's funny
What
because on one of my sessions that I just gave, which I'm going to talk about,
Yes.
this lady also had a dream that was from like 20 years ago, and somebody and another lady brought up, that this is the time of closure. If you have anything that is unresolved, it will come up just to show itself one last time, and then you can close that book. Hi, everyone. My name is Vicki, and it is your time. And over here is my lovely co-host cohort, Dawna.
That's me. Hi, everybody. It's your time. It's your time for just Vicki and Dawna today, but we have some really interesting. Oh no, the Celestial Helpers will show up too, but we have some interesting things going for you today. So, if you are new to our channel, the reason we are here to share experiences of awakening and growing spiritually, and we interview many of the same who have the same mind and heart. Those who are aware that things are shifting and want to help. And we do this for the fun of it and to help. And because we love it and we have so much fun. And it costs you nothing to subscribe. So please do.
Woo-hoo.
Woo-hoo. Please do. Woo-hoo. Yeah, we'll
I never get tired of that.
Aw, that's so cute. We'll do the woohoo like Amrit does you. We'll do woohoo. No, there's a guy who already does that. Michael somebody does that. The woohoo.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Michael Sandler.
that's it.
Yes.
So, yes. So, what's new with you this week? You have some dreams maybe you want to talk about?
I do have some, I hadn't dreamt for a long time, but I must be the energy because I came up with a couple weird dreams recently. And one was very strange. It was, I dreamt of my very first real boyfriend, that guy.
Oh, that guy.
And
the first, yes.
yeah. And it was weird because he was in my dream, and for some reason he wanted to tell me that he was in love with his sister's baby daddy, which was very odd because I didn't, I don't know why something like that would come up.
Right.
But maybe there was, I know he had a really rough upbringing, so I don't really know what his adolescence was like. I know it was abusive and things like that, but it was weird that I had this dream that was from, like 60. No, I'm not that old. 50 years ago.
So I was going to say, you start young. You start young if you were 60. If it was 60. Yeah.
So, like 50 years ago. And it's funny because on one of my sessions that I just gave, which I'm going to talk about, this lady also had a dream that was from like 20 years ago, and somebody and another lady brought up, that this is the time of closure. If you have anything that is unresolved, it will come up just to show itself one last time, and then you can close that book. And it made total sense to me, so I'm going with that. That's what this was all about, was just closure.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds right. I've had some actual physical things, like, actual things happening that are coming up. The same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, not the first, but
not the
not
first
the first boyfriend, but yeah. Yeah, so I understand what you're saying. And this could happen in your life also. It could be happening.
Hmm.
It could be tumultuous if you haven't let go of these things
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. So if
Yeah.
something is coming up, it might just be showing itself one last time before it,
That would be good.
is gone.
I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that idea. And I didn't have dreams necessarily that I did, but they were, just personal things like seeing my dad and that was very nice. I mean, I woke up after he had given me a big hug and I woke up and that just felt really good. It was like, oh, my daddy.
Yeah.
So yeah, but mine was more for this week anyway, mine was more a vision, I guess you'd say, or during meditation. I'm starting over on Ann Tucker's 40-day glow up, and I'm up to Isla's number 5, and it's after seeing them all again, I realize this is a very um what's the word transitional. It's very helpful, and there's a healing in there that I didn't get it the first time listening. I fell asleep, and which they say will happen. The angels will put you to sleep, so to speak,
Hmm.
so that the energy is freed up to actually work on the healing, whatever it is. But I wanted to hear it, so I went back through again and listened to it. But after the first listen, at the end of it, when she says, thank you, goodbye, that's when I wake up, and I saw it was like a circle with 3 dots in it, and I know it means something. I'll look it up on Google and put it on here. But it was they were turning slowly, and at first I thought it was like the old reels, recording, and my guide said, just like the beginning of the Zooms that say, recording in progress. So that's what they said. So it's recorded for me to go back, I guess, during my meditations. And then I went, oh, go back. So I said, okay, I'm going to go back. And I went back through it again. And the second time, she asks you, what you want to let go of, I guess, is kind of thing, or what is a big hurt to you? And I told her right now what, or thought of what is right now on my mind the most. And by the end of it, she gave me a crystal chalice with some gems around it, and I was thinking, oh, I'm going to drink of this and everything will be done like it's magic. But she said, what do you want to fill it with? And I thought that was very apropos for today is the new moon. Tonight will be the new moon. So remember, at the new moon time every month, you can fill that chalice with what you would like to have in your life. I just really liked that. So, and I filled it with some things, and I did go back through it again, just so I could actually hear the words, what she was saying, this, so that I could tell you guys this is what I
Hmm.
listened to. Yeah, so she talks to us first, and then she went into the healing thing. So that's on YouTube under Ann Tucker, 40-day glow up, number 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was cool. So yeah, and so Vicki has an offering or offerings for us.
Well, I wanted to, I came up with a new idea because I'm always coming up with, some sort of idea on how to help people or connect with people, just to bring us into a space, right? So, one of the things that came to me is like, well, I love to read cards. I wouldn't say I'm the best card reader, but I get intuitions, I'm going to bring out my little Greek priestess and magic, and we'll go with that. And so we're going to read cards, and then we're going to really just kind of have a meditation. And I wanted to kind of read off what what my thing said, but I wanted to also bring up another dream I had,
Oh,
which had to do with what I think this is kind of helping to do. And the dream was I was in a flatbed truck. Somebody else was driving. I was in the back, and pieces of, I want to say mannequins, maybe. I don't know. They didn't hurt me, but they would like float into the truck as we were going down the highway. And I meditated on it for a little bit, and it's like this has to do with the multidimensionality of us all and aspects of ourselves that are coming back into wholeness. And so that is one thing that I do is I bring a coherent field. And if you have broken aspects of yourself, they will come into the coherent field to be healed. And so all that kind of just came in as I was meditating on what that dream could be. And I have had a dream about like flying over a bunch of skulls on a coastline. And that's the coastline is a liminal space between here and there. And the skulls are like lineages. And so I have this ability to clear some lineages. And I think when we just talk about things, it does clear up a lot of stuff. A lot of things get talked about and aired and understood in a different way because we put our own unique perspectives on it. But anyway, back to my offering.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to just kind of flip over to this and read it. I bring a multidimensional aspect to connection and meditation. I invite in the ancestors, guides, angels, ascended masters, and our higher selves to assist us on our journey. Whoever really just wants to show up. And I hold a coherent field for all to partake in, because that is one of my strengths is I hold coherence within myself. My vision is to create a fun, lively, intimate space to connect with our souls and each other. And I just told you I love to read tarot, oracle, angel cards. And within this space, individuals with questions or just a curiosity of what spirit has to share are invited to participate. This is the first 30 minutes of the session. And then we go into an attunement. And so I like my sonic slider. And so I use my sonic slider's vibration. I use it with some humming and breath techniques to bring us all into alignment. And so this will help our nervous system and create a space to experience some peace because we're all coming into alignment. And then we relax into silence for 13 minutes. It's a 13-minute silent meditation. And the 13 minutes, the 13 is the number of the divine feminine, which is what we're all working for at this time, is to bring in more of the divine feminine. You know, men, women, we all have divine masculine, divine feminine in each of us, but the divine masculine is now finding its footsteps and the divine feminine is being heard. So within this 13-minute meditation, it allows us space to bring in any messages from our higher selves, ancestors, ascended masters that want to be acknowledged. And then after that, we come back into awareness and we share anything that wants to be shared. Like if you had a vision, if you had a thought, if you had, an energy field coming into you. And so these sessions are going to be twice a month on Thursdays. The second Thursday of the month session begins at 3 p.m. Arizona time. And the fourth Thursday of the month session begins at 6 p.m. Arizona time. And they'll be on Zoom. And I want to please invite you to email me either at vicky.newdell@gmail.com or itsyourtimeforbeing@gmail.com. And please RSVP by mail to request a spot on any Thursday session. The group is limited to 6 participants to keep the space intimate. And once the RSVP is accepted, a Zoom link will be emailed to you. And in the subject line, if you could just put attunement and the date that you requested, for example, like attunement for 7/9/2026. Right now, donations are gratefully accepted and appreciated. And I have my suggested donation range from $5 to $22. And I accept donations through PayPal, Venmo, and Zelle. And if anybody would like a private session, they are also available upon request. And then the suggested donation would be $88.
And I can attest to how powerful and in the past, meditations with Vicki have been very powerful. Anything that we do when there's us together and even one other person makes it
Hmm.
even more powerful with her coherence and my balance and whatever the other person can bring. But when we did this session, was it last Thursday? Last Thursday, two
Hmm.
Thursdays ago. It was just when the CMEs were starting, and I've been through these enough to where now I know when they're coming because my whole body starts to, like, I feel like a little chipmunk or a gerbil. I just can't, it's like I just can't sit still. And
Hmm.
and I'm not really good at quiet meditation without sound or without music,
Hmm.
without my own humming or whatever. And so it was very trying for me to do that.
Hmm.
And then afterwards, I went to bed and I had visions and dreams and kept waking me up until midnight. And then when I fell asleep, it was like I was out. So it integrated all of whatever was going on. It integrated everything and cleared out everything very quickly. And that doesn't usually happen. I mean, it's happening more and more with me, but
Hmm.
it does not usually happen all in one night like that. So I thank you for that. It was a great session.
Well, it's a co-created space. And I think that the best part is keeping it small is there's a lot of very intuitive people that are there. And
Yeah.
like if I'm doing a reading for somebody, it's just a short little reading, entertainment purposes only. It's just a short little reading. And I want everyone to have a voice. And so I would like to read a little something for everybody. And the great thing is it's like I will bring in what I read, and then I have intuitive friends who
Hmm.
will want to add their perspective to it. And it just kind of kind of, I want to say, makes it whole by
Hmm.
bringing in other intuitive people's perspectives. It adds to the reading, and people really can um, get a lot of input for
Yeah.
this.
Yes. And now that you say that, I think what I was doing shamanically, I was integrating what works for me and letting go of other people's energies
Hmm.
and listening, rehearing what they had said and integrating that and letting go of what doesn't serve me at that time.
Right.
So
And
yeah,
also
that's
and
good.
also when you hear other people's readings, something's going to hit with you.
Yeah,
Something's going to ring a bell, and it's going to make you think, oh, maybe this is something that means something for me also.
right.
And wisdom is wisdom,
Yeah.
wherever it comes from.
That's
So,
right. That's right. And if you do come with someone that you know, then you're bringing that energy, of that
mhm,
connection, and you are opening yourself up to and it's a higher frequency when there
mhm,
are more people with a high frequency, and so
mhm,
that I think I was integrating that too. So,
mhm,
and I just started Puma's class, and I'm so glad that I did not miss this one. I thought it was about ayahuasca, and it's not at all. It's about energy. And so, in the two classes that I've had with him so far, and remembering that session, I've been able to integrate all of that, even in a much and honor it because it really was, at the moment I did not realize how powerful it was
mhm,
until I integrated it later. And then when I'm working with Puma again and that energy started coming in, I was like, oh, that's that feeling. It's like everyone had a higher frequency. And I don't even know how to explain it. When I was in the other classes, I didn't feel that. So I've done a lot of my guides don't want to say work. I've done a lot of progressing. That's their word. It's progress. It's not, working on yourself. But I've done a lot between the last class I had with him and the last one was about animal spirits. So I was already attuned to all that. Although I did learn a lot, but here she's going to go with her. So
oh, I'm looking at my neck,
if
it's like,
you
oh.
if you need a fashion accessory
It is.
and yes, tell them what you're wearing.
this is my band.
Her workout
My
band.
exercise band.
Hilarious. So yeah. So the class with Puma, oh he did make it to Norway. He did the class from Norway, and he was talking about how things can change just at the blink of an eye, and the electricity went out where he was. And he's sitting there in the dark, and he said, as I was saying, things can change at the blink of an eye. And he said, and that's why we have batteries. And he went on with the thing. And then it came back. I forget what he said when it came back on something. It was, well, I don't think it was this blatant, but it was something like, and the light will shine. And then the lights came on. It was like, and it was so hilarious. It was so hilarious. Anyway, but he was talking to us like everything that I've learned from him has to do with being in touch with Pachamama. Oh, and you could talk about that too a little bit. Being in touch with Pachamama, beneath our feet and all of that, because he needed all of us to be in tune with her because, he knew, the prophecy is happening. We need to be able to give our energy to her. But now for us, we need to be able to balance that. And we're learning about Pachacamac, Pacha Kamaq, which is the father, Pacha, Father Earth, I guess. Pacha Father Earth. And how that's the creative side of the earth. And that has grounded me. Like it was like I felt like I was just sucked right down to the earth. And then all of the whatever crystals I have in my body, I'm getting more. I was feeling everywhere, but it was really definitely in my solar plexus. That's where he lives. So it was very powerful. Anyway.
Oh, and when you brought up the solstice thing,
Mhm.
um, it reminded me of a dream I had, which I didn't know what it meant until later when I found out that with the big CME and the plasma was hitting the earth. I had this dream that I was up north somewhere, and I figured it was because you told me about Puma being in Norway.
Right.
But outside the window was it was like a silvery aurora, but it was all over the sky. It was just a silvery looking aurora, and it was actually very beautiful. But I
Wow.
was wondering if I was having some sort of a vision with the plasma hitting the earth and things like that. Who knows?
Well, it being silver that's a higher energy than if it's gold or silver, that's like,
It was
way up
silver,
here.
and it was like fluid silver. It was
Oh,
very beautiful. Yeah.
very pretty. Kind of like mercury in the air.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Somebody else mentioned that on a podcast recently,
Really.
talking about mercury. Yeah.
Ah,
So that's something oh, I think it was Anne when she brought in Isla at some point. It wasn't, I think it was on this Friday. She talked about the air being like that. So
hmm,
yeah, so
interesting.
it is. And I mean, when you see colors, that could be your own aura and what you came here to do and be a part of. The
Maybe.
lineage, the rainbow lineage that became a part of, you came here to be a part of. But it also could be a chakra that you need to work on. It also could be one that you have been working on and it's showing up. So there are so many reasons to the
Yeah.
colors that show up. But if it's gold and silver, that's, celestial, angelic, galactic, that sort of thing. Oh, wow. That's really cool. I love that. So yeah. All right. So I don't have questions for the celestial helpers, but they said they wanted to channel. I'm sorry, my AC is making my nose itchy. They said that they wanted to channel today, and they want me to let you know that they are available, which means I am also available to assist
Yeah.
you in a private channel.
Did
Which,
did they want to schedule some time with you? Celestial helpers.
yeah, they and for the most part, the times that would be available would be well for MST time. So it's like Sunday evenings for those that are back east, or late Sunday afternoons for after our podcast has been recorded. Unless there's a special guest Amrit circle because then I go to those. Yes, again. So when we
Okay.
do this channeling on July 11th, every time I go to channel with them, they're giving me more information about how it's going to be and what they're going to say and what I need to say, how I can't really start until the energy is higher. I'm very floored. It takes a lot to bring a group up. And this is what Anne does all the time, but she has her angels to help. Well, this is my, the celestial helpers are there to help, but I have to make sure within I have to make sure shamanically that I'm putting everyone in this bubble and we're bringing the energy up, and they will not come until everyone is at a certain level. And the fact that people want to come and see a channel, they're already higher frequency people, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, but so it's very interesting and it's teaching me a lot. So that's why it's only $20 for you guys to come, because eventually, I'm looking at, getting out on the road and doing this. I don't know how, but this is what they want me to do, and what I would love to. And what I'm doing is just stepping, with ease and grace and fun, enjoyment. They're teaching me how to do this so that, in 5 years or whatever, because I've said that when I when I was a kid, I said I wanted to channel, but I didn't really know what it meant. So so I'm learning. So anyway, and thank you all for being my guinea pigs.
And
I
I want to
appreciate
thank
it.
some people for being my guinea pigs.
Yeah,
Donna
right. There
being
you
one of
go.
them.
Yeah, we're always each other's guinea pig. And oh yeah, and the other thing was that I do shamanic journeying, which
Hmm.
is separate from Vicki's meditations. But we can do them together where she brings in the coherence with you, or the group, the three or more, and then I can take you on a shamanic journey after. I have a pamphlet that will show you what a session with me will help you with, a personal private session. But we're getting into doing these things in groups too. So anybody who is interested in being a guinea pig for a group shamanic journey, that would be cool. I would like to.
Yes, yes. I can see that being a group shamanic journey with me bringing in coherence, then you going into a journey.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
helping others go on their journey. So
Hmm.
yeah. And also giving you pointers on what beforehand, what you may see, what you may feel, so that people aren't surprised when a face just shows up before their eyes. People are surprised when these things happen. So, and everybody's different. So it may not happen to you. And put your hands on your lap or your feet on the ground. If you have shoes on, then you need to put your hands on your lap. Take a deep breath that comes all the way up your feet and all the way up your spine, up above your head. And when you release it, just imagine that air coming down around you, making a cocoon around your body, all the way to the floor. And the second breath, the same thing, only hold it longer over your head. Deep breath in and hold it and release. And that air bubble comes around you, cocoon comes around you, and you are grounded to the earth, and you are also within a higher frequency. You may feel energy within your body, within your solar plexus. And then the last breath with your feet on the ground or your hands on your lap. Take a deep breath to the count of 8. And hold for as long as you can. And then when you release this one, just imagine a bubble around your whole house or apartment or wherever you are, a huge bubble all around you. And this bubble is filled with love and light only. And when you have exhaled completely with your feet on the ground, just be grateful. And I will bring them in. We are very, very, very grateful for this opportunity. This was a wonderful entrance for us, a wonderful way for us to enter and be here with you and to join hands, as it were, to join with each of you. And this is something we would like to speak about, would be joining. Joining and unity and togetherness in groups. This is happening more and more, and this is more high frequency joinings. There is much more high frequency joinings happening. When you were a child, if you ever pretended to have a clubhouse or a fort, you would not allow some people in. You would allow in only those who were of your like mind or of your frequency. And we are saying, when you join, we do not enjoy the fact that there is exclusion. We do not agree with exclusion, but there are those who do not have as high a frequency as what you are aspiring to do. You are trying to share in unity your love and light. You are sharing your ideas, more high frequency ideas. You are attempting to let others touch into your frequency, and you are joining with their frequency. In these times when you are joining, there is much more happening than simply frequencies touching, or as you may think of in the physical form as bodies touching, or hands, or hugs, or whatever, wherever your mind will go, and we understand the human condition. This is a part of unity, but it is not totally unity. Unity with others is a high frequency endeavor. This is an exclusionary practice because it needs to be at this time. In the future, you will see and hear before you even see the person coming towards you. You will have a telepathy with those who match your frequency. There will be nothing hidden. You will know everyone and you will be in unity with everyone because everyone will be at a certain frequency. This is something to look forward to. But at this time, we wish for you to let go of those who may drag your frequency down. Let go of those who tend to be downers in your life, or at least that you do not join in with them. It is the human condition and easily done by you to lower your frequency when you are in a group of people who are complaining. If someone has been ill, they speak of it. And at times, this is good to let go of it, to realize that you were ill, you had the flu or a cold, and you are letting it go. But there is a certain point where you should not carry that in your memory. You should carry it as something you are healed from. This is another good idea to keep you in a high frequency. I have been healed from this. I have moved on from that. These are the types of terms that we wish for you to use in your everyday life. And so for you to strive for or progress toward unity, these are things that you must do. And you may send these people unconditional love. You may smile and you may walk away with love. This may be difficult at times. And you may have to do this more than once. And these people may return to your life. And there may be a time where you have to tell them, I do not wish to lose your friendship. I do not wish to miss the love that we share, but I do not want to listen to the complaining any longer. If this is hard for you, you can work your way up to it a little at a time. You can imagine that you're doing this. You can imagine having this conversation. It would be helpful. It would be helpful. We wish for you to all stay within this high frequency as much as possible. This is not sidestepping the fact that there are things that do happen. There are things that you bring towards yourself so that you can learn lessons in your life. This is not sidestepping your growth. This is aspiring to stay in a place of unity. And with that, we say, have a wonderful day. Thank you. We are the Celestial Helpers, and we are here to assist on the planet at this time. We love you.
And I do have a question.
Yes, thank you.
It is very hard to, I'm not going to say block someone from your life, but to come to the realization within yourself that they are not good for you. Now, when we protect our energy, we start to feel selfish. How do we square being selfish with protection?
The feeling of selfishness is coming from their energy coming to you. You are allowing their energy to come to you. A feeling of selfishness has to do with a guilt, as though you are asking for more than you believe you deserve. You are a beautiful person. Each person is a beautiful person. We do not wish for you to have arguments or worries about how others may talk about you or think about you in a disparaging way. But sometimes this may happen, and sometimes it actually has to happen. We understand what you are saying about feeling. It is not self-worth when you are saying you are being selfish. When you are standing within your own self-worth and you do believe that this person has no further lessons for you, the correct words with the amount of love and light within you will come at that time. If you are feeling that you are being selfish, there is still a lesson there for you to learn. Does this make sense?
Yes. It's just not an easy thing to do because nobody wants to hurt anybody's feelings.
This is true. It is not that we say stand on your high horse of high frequency and shoo away those who do not fit within your criteria. This is not what we wish for you to do. We are trying to say that when it is right for you, the right words will come, the right feeling will be there, and you will not feel guilty. You will possibly be able to explain to them how it is that you have learned that you are not worthy of someone else's negative energy, or you will find better words than that. As through this channeler, she is having the same issue with a couple people in her life, and it is hurting her heart. And we do not wish for this to happen, so we try to remind her of the good things, the good things that you had with that person, the fun that you had with that person. But if you were in school in grade 3, perhaps, and you learned mathematics, and then you're supposed to go to grade 4 and they're teaching you the same mathematics, you would realize this is not where you belong. This is what we mean. And you will find the right time and the right place and the right feeling. And it will happen in a progress of ease if you lean back into your heart and you feel that feeling. I don't want to feel guilt. I don't want to feel hurt by them, but I don't want to hurt them. When you go into those feelings, you can turn those into love in your heart. And then the right words, the right actions, the right time and place, and the right lessons will come. And it has happened that when someone has said, I really don't want to hear your complaining, the other person has said later, thank you for telling me that. I did not know I was complaining. You never know what you say, how it will react on others. You can only know how it feels within you. So find a nice way to say it rather than, I don't want to hear your complaining. You could say, I would rather think about and talk about this. You can also show empathy and say, I'm so sorry you're going through that. I understand what that feels like. I have no way of knowing how that feels like. You are giving them some empathy and understanding, and they may be able to let go of whatever they were complaining about. But there are people that are just like that. And there are people that are on earth to do just that. And this would be a lesson for you to learn within your heart how to let that go, that you do not need it any longer. Does this make more sense?
Yes, thank you.
You are very welcome. We are happy to help. Do you have any further questions?
No, I worry about people because that is kind of who I am. And I know that this is a very powerful time for a lot of people. And it's not going to get much easier. So people might be breaking with their families at this time. They might be breaking with lifelong friends that they've had. And it can be sad and it can be hard. And I just kind of wanted to bring that up and see how we can deal with this from a different perspective. And so I thank you.
You are very welcome. And we do see this happening. We are bringing this up to light workers. We are not saying this is for everyday people necessarily. People may not be in a place where they can say in the right way how to let people know what's in their heart. The other thing you can do is think about that you are in your higher self. Your higher self is in you, and you can speak to their higher self rather than speaking to their physical body as they are looking at you with a frown on their face. You can think of their higher self. You can ask your higher self, what should I say to that higher self? What can you say to that higher self? You may stop for a second and even ask for help from your guides, from your angels. What should I say? And you will be surprised sometimes what happens. There is an example once of at one time a person was fighting with this within themselves. They did not want to let this person go. They did not know how to let them know. And so they were avoiding them. And eventually this person said, you are avoiding me. Do you not like me anymore? Well, this person did like some of this other person. So this person said, I love you. I really love you, but I have to go do something that does not include the things that you and I used to do. And this person said, I am so glad because I wanted to tell you I love you, but I need to go another way. Also, if you are to, within a healing session, work with this question with yourself in meditation, with your guides, or with a healing practitioner or a shamanic practitioner, if you are to work on this with them, speak about it, or just think about it, you can practice letting this person go, and then you may find later that they have let you go. These things happen for a reason, and they end when they need to end. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
We are so happy to be of assistance, and we hope people in Tucson and Arizona will come to see us, and we will be there through Dawna. We will not be there physically, but we will be there through channeling, and we wish that you will come and ask your questions. And we have explained to her that we will give out, as you say, a free private channel with us at this session. So there will be a drawing. I've never heard them say anything like this before. This is so funny. I love it.
So I guess they've committed you to this.
They have committed me to this. So we thank you, and we love your podcasts. We enjoy the editing of the podcasts also. We will be with you. Thank you, everyone. Love and light to all.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. That was so
Yay!
cool. I've never heard him say things like that before. Wow. Oh, whew. I don't remember a lot of it. I just remember thinking of kids that I used to play with that I said, I don't want to be your friend anymore. I don't know what they were. I guess that's how that's what it was. That's how I feel when I have to tell people that. Like, how do you tell? Like, I'm going through it with, well, one friend kind of has gone. I think she has decided she doesn't want anything more to do with my woo-woo, which is fine. So I don't have to do it.
Yeah.
But then the other person that keeps showing up, it's like, you know what? I liked what they said about it's not that I don't want to have your friendship. It's not that I don't love you. I still want you in my life. I just don't want that stuff in my life. So, and I don't want to change you. It's if you want to be that way, that's fine, but I can't be around it. And you know
Well,
what? People that are in recovery do this all the time.
and I do think a lot of people are not self-aware enough to realize what they do and how they come off.
Right.
You know,
That's true. That's very true. Yeah. Oh, wow. That was really cool. I like that. And so, yeah, we're going to give a free session away. Hey, they're running the show. This is
I
what I'm
guess
telling you
so.
guys. And the way they word things, that's another thing is I have to figure out how to tell people, how I know it's not me. It could be my higher self. I mean, I'm not totally stupid, so I could be using those words and know what they mean.
Of course.
Yeah, but I don't speak in that way, as you can see. I don't speak in that way. I feel like I can when I watch Lee Harris channel,
Yeah.
I feel like that. And also, he's explained who they are and where they come from and how many there are, and it sounds exactly like my celestial helpers. So, I don't know. Anyway, and the last thing I wanted to talk about was Amrit had Diana Cooper on, and she has some really interesting angel type lessons. I was like trying to write them down and the different colors of the angel, the rainbow lineage of the angels, which I didn't know was angelic. I thought it was shamanic. So her ideas are new to me, and there isn't a lot out there that's new to me. So
I know, and that's what I've been noticing is like I've heard all of this stuff a million times, but
yeah.
every now and then, I'll watch another video. It's like, oh, this is very interesting to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Emilio had a really good one the other day too with Charles Eisenstein. I love him. it's almost the way, I mean, the way he words thing is it's almost like you think he's going to a negative place and then it turns into this beautiful place. It's like, wow, how did you do that? At one point he said his books that he writes they're not for, or how did Emilio said they're not an easy read. And I was like, wow, that's a heck of a thing to say somebody right to their face. But he says my mother was a lawyer and my dad was I forget, judge. I don't know what it was. There were two different. Oh, it was a professor. And my dad was a was it physics professor, and my mom was a lawyer. And I was like, well, we would never know that by the way you talk. So he that was a really good video. But my point being that I don't usually see anything new out there. And I'm getting to where I just watch the same three people over and over. So I'm trying to look for new people that we may interview. And there have been a couple. Anybody have any? Oh, and you can put in the comments if you have a question for the Celestial Helpers. That's number one. Or if you want to contact for a private session, you can put it in the comments or you can email. Or if you know someone, or if you are someone who wants to be interviewed, if you have something that, of love and light that you want to share, please, we're here for that. That's why we do this, for the fun and trying to,
And everyone's journey is so very unique, and we all can benefit from hearing of other
definitely,
people's journeys.
definitely. Diana Cooper talked about the Christ energies, the
Hmm.
Christ consciousness energies. That's what it is. And the different colors of the Christ consciousness energy. And I was trying to match them up to chakras and all this stuff in my head, and it didn't go. So I was like, okay, I gotta write these down, and
Hmm.
but then there you are putting your mind into what's supposed to be coming from your heart. So I shouldn't be doing that. But that's how we learn, right? You write
Well,
stuff
everyone
down.
has a different way of learning and incorporating things.
Integrating and
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So yeah. So anything else you want to say? Any last words?
No, just if you're interested in coming to one of my sessions, email me, vicky.newdell@gmail.com, or it's your
It's
time
your
for
time
being,
for being
and
at gmail.com.
at gmail.com. And I would love to have you join one of my sessions. And as I
I would,
say, they're small and they're intimate.
yes.
And that is for a reason. Yes.
Yeah, it was very interesting to have other um, intuitives there and
Mhm.
that were giving their ideas and so that gave me an okay to be able to say
Uh-huh.
things that came to my mind too. And it's nice to
Yes.
contribute,
Yes.
like being in a class where the teacher asks you questions and you get to actually, and you're
Yeah. Yes. If you feel called to share an insight, share a wisdom, you know, just remember we do want to get through each of the people in 30
yes,
minutes. So,
yeah,
don't expound too much on your wisdom.
yeah,
Keep
yeah.
it short.
Yeah, that was a surprise. And I was tired because of the CMEs that day to start.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, you have to go. You're not going to not
Mhm.
support her. You have to go. And so I was just, I was way out of it. And then I went off somewhere. I don't even know where.
Well,
And,
the last time I had it was Tuesday at 3. These are practice sessions for me to get used to, leading a group.
yeah,
And it was I it was I'm not going to say it was a bad day, but it was like a very heavy energy day for me. And I think for the other people who joined me, and I came in starting to talk about my day and how it wasn't, that great and stuff. But by the end of the session, I was feeling great. So
yay.
even if you're not feeling great, if you join a session and, join in and become part of the session,
Yeah.
you feel a lot better afterwards.
It's that unity thing. It's that
Mhm.
thing that they're
The
talking about.
unity thing.
It
Yeah.
is. It really is. And as a child, I this really hit me hard this week that I don't think I have any of the magazines, but when I was a kid, my grandma used to send us, or me, a Wee Wisdom magazine, and I put it in the category of the highlights magazine, and
Okay.
I would talk to people about it, and they're like, I don't even know what you're talking about. So I
Yeah.
asked my parents, what is this? Where is it? And it comes from Unity Village, which was started by the Fillmores, who, worked with Edgar Casey or something to do with the Edgar. I don't remember exactly what,
Okay.
whether they just got into his stuff and then started this or what. But it's a whole village in Missouri, and there are churches all over now.
Yeah.
And
There's a
it's
there
Unity. That's the name
yeah.
of it.
There's a church I've been to a Unity church a couple times in Mesa, and it was okay. It still it still had a church vibe, which
Yeah,
I didn't care for.
I
You
don't care for
know,
that.
I just don't feel comfortable in a church structure. A
Right.
lot of people do. And a lot of
Yes.
people, if a lot of, it's for the connections, it's for being around people. And if that is something that is, easy and good for you and makes you feel good, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it just as long as they always don't break the connection between you and God, because you can
Oh,
have,
they don't.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
no, it's all about your connection with God.
yes,
It's
yes,
and Jesus, and it's all
right, right.
positive thinking, affirmations. But anyway, but so they had little stories. I wish I still had some. And they
I
weren't
never
Bible.
heard of the wee wisdom
Yeah, it's like, well, they have the
magazine.
Daily Word, and they have the Unity magazine, and you just subscribe for like $10 a year or whatever. It's really cheap. But yeah, I used to get those magazines, and I don't remember the stories from them, but I do remember that I liked them. And I really learned how to reading those, because
Okay.
I'd look at them and go, oh my God, all those words, because me and my ADHD, I can't do this. And then I would get into the story, and oh, this is good, but it was all about lessons, and it wasn't Bible things necessarily.
Did you read it like with your mom or your dad or just by
My
yourself?
dad, my dad once in a
Okay.
while. I don't remember reading to my mom. I'm sure I did, but it was more my dad. I think the energy with my dad was better teach me, to help me teach myself how to read. I think
Okay.
I look at things in the way of energy now. And so it's when I was painting, it was all color.
Every,
Now it's
okay.
energy. So yeah, but
Everything is energy. That's
yeah,
what
it
I
is.
know.
That's right. But but this is not Unitarian. This is
Right.
Unity
Right.
Church from Missouri. Anyway, so I grew
Anyway.
up with that and the Daily Word, which is really nice and has, it's a good thing to read every day. It's kind of like affirmations, and that sort of thing. So I did grow up with that, and I see other people that how they grew up. I don't even know what I started out to say. And some who have always been into the metaphysical stuff, but it was an easy step to go from unity into. I mean, it really takes you there eventually.
Mhm.
You end up in the metaphysical realm when you read that stuff, because it takes you. It's all about your connection to God, not the church's connection. So
Okay.
there you go.
Yeah. And we all are a spark of God. That's what makes us so very special.
That's right.
That we all have that spark of God within us, and that is our connection in your heart.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
And so when people would come up with other ideas of, what the world is all about, it was very jarring to me. And I understand. So that's what I was going to say. So I understand there are people that are upset that they're losing their church, or they've lost it because they don't like, the dogma and all of that the underlying crap that's there. I couldn't think of the right word. Excuse me. But so I understand how they feel when other people are saying things about their church, and it's counter to what they feel. So I'm seeing both sides of that. Because when people would say, oh, they're talking about the devil and all this stuff, and I'm like, geez, I never heard stories like that other than what's in the Bible. And that's not, I don't live that every day, because it's very negative. So I was always brought up on the positive. But I think that I chose this family when I incarnated, because they are into unity. And, my grandparents were into it, and that my dad was in it, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, that's what the Celestial Helpers thing was about this week, about why you are incarnated now. That's part of,
Okay, cool.
yeah. Anyway. Okay. So I guess that's it.
Any leave comments,
Yes.
ask questions,
Leave comments, ask
join in,
questions, share, like, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know something? We will be back next week.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
We don't have a guest next week yet, but if someone shows up, we'll have a guest.
That's right. That's right.
All
All righty.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
We
you,
love
guys.
you.
Thanks for joining in.
It's your
Bye.
time to be in your heart.
There
All
you
right.
go.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
It's your time.